Hi everyone, this is LeetCode, problem number 151, reverse words in a string. Also, this is sixth problem in LeetCode 75 series. So, here we are given a string S and we have to return the reverse string. So, let's say this is what I'm given and I'm supposed to reverse words in this string and then return it. So there are two approaches, right? How can we do it? So one thing that we can do is that we can create a vector of strings. Let's say I call my vector of strings and I can store all my words in it. So what I'll do, I'll store the sky is blue. Okay, and once I have stored these words, I can reverse them. So let's say this is my words vector of string. If it is vector, I should put flower brackets, but it's okay. Blue is sky da. Okay, so yeah, after reversing it, I could just rejoin them in a result with the spaces in between, and then I'll have the answer. So my result would look something like blue, and once I find the ending, I can add the space is sky da. Okay, so this is my answer, what is given over here, right? But now here, if you see, we are using spaces, right? Like we are using extra space. So anywhere, right, they could ask you to do it with O of one space. Okay, and to do that, what you can do is that, let's say I have a string S, and what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna reverse it. Okay, from the S, like S is my string, S dot beginning to S dot end. I'm gonna reverse my string, and once I reverse my string, it will become something like this. Okay, then we have space, then we have SI, then again space, Y, K, S, then again space, it's EHT. Okay, so once I reverse this, once I write, let me just write it. I do reverse of S dot begin to S dot end. Okay, begin to S dot end. Okay, this is what it would result in. Now once I have reverted, what I can do is that I can iterate from here till here, and whenever I find a space, I can reverse this part, right? Whenever I find a space, I can reverse this part. So let's say if I reverse it, will this not become, then again I have space, then again once I find space, I can reverse this part, again space over here, I'm giving space, and then reverse this value. Now this would be matching my answer, blue is sky da, and this is what we want to do, right? So now, like how to achieve this, right? Like how to put this condition. Okay, so what I can do is that I'll iterate from, let's name it, okay, from I is equals to 0 till my I is less than or equal to n. I'll keep doing I plus plus. Okay, so because I'm iterating obviously from the starting to the end of the array. Whenever I see that my I has reached the end, or my I is equals to the this empty space, right? Right, let me just type it. Yeah, this empty space. Okay, this is I. Yeah, so whenever my I has reached this end here, or if my I has reached where this is empty space, what I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to reverse like S dot start, like, no, S dot begin, right? That is begin. Yeah, So I have s dot begin plus start. So in the starting, I'll keep the value of my start as 0. Okay, so s dot begin till I have s dot begin plus I, right? So let's say my I is 0. Okay, it is not equal to n, and it is also not equal to the empty spaces. So I'm going to increase my I to 1. It comes here, then to 2. It comes here. Oopsie. Okay, and okay, let me just correct it. Yep, it comes here. Then also it is not equal to n, and it's also not equal to empty spaces. I'm gonna cross it. I'm gonna come here. It is 3. Again, it is not equal to n, and also it's not equal to empty space. And I'll come here. My I is 4. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is that my s dot begin plus start. So in the 0, so I'm gonna reverse it from here, my s of 0 to s of begin plus I. So like s of begin was nothing but 0, and the value of I is nothing but 4, right? Now I am gonna reverse this much. So reverse this, and this is nothing but this part EULB. If I reverse it, it's gonna become BLUE. Okay, and once I do it, I will make my start point to end plus 1. Okay, sorry, I plus 1. I plus 1. So my I is 4. I'm gonna make it point to 5. So this was 4. Now my start points here. Let me just denote start with some other color. Let's see. Now this is my start. Okay. Then again my I will increase. It will come here. Again, it's not equal to empty space or n. It will come here. So that would change to 5, and then it would change to 6. And then when it comes to 7, it will be here. Okay, now I see when my s is 7, it has empty space, and that is when I again apply this operation, reverse of s of begin dot start. My start value is nothing but 5, and s of again begin plus end 0 plus, why do I keep saying end, begin plus I, and I is nothing but 7, and this would result in s of 5 is nothing but s, and this empty space obviously we do not include it, so if I reverse it, it will be is, right? Now again you can like keep on increasing and reversing it, and at the end what you will, like, we have already gotten 2 of the words, right? So it will be blue is, and if you just keep doing it, it will become sky, which will be the answer that is needed. Okay, so yeah, this was the solution where we use O of 1 space complexity. That's it for the explanation. Let's start coding it. We had a clean string, like we assumed that, right? But there could be a case that we don't have a clean string, and we could have leading, trailing, or multiple spaces in the mid of string. So what we will do is that we'll remove those multiple spaces, and how we are going to do that is by we'll initialize write index, and we'll iterate through the string. Let's say int I is equals to 0, I less than s dot size, and I plus plus. So okay, so for I'll write only when my s of I is not equal to the empty space. And how I'm gonna write is that my write of index, let's say if my write of index is not equal to 0, in that case what I'm gonna do is that at s of write index I will add an empty space. Now this is to add spaces between the word, and once I have added the space between the word, I'll do write index plus plus. This is what I've done here. Okay, so now when will I keep writing? Obviously when my I is less than s dot size and my s of I and my s of I is not equal to empty space. That means there is some character in it, and that character I'll write in my right index. So I'll do s of right index is equals to s of I. Now once I have written, I'll increase both the counters, so I'll do I plus plus and I'll do right index plus plus. Now once we have written it, now we know that like after removing the multiple spaces, the size of the string would change, so I will resize it. S dot resize according to the wherever we have the right index. Now this was about removing the spaces. Once we have removed the spaces, it's very simple. Whatever we had discussed, we'll reverse it as reverse s dot begin comma s dot end. Now once we have reversed, we'll initialize and start pointer like for a word. Okay, so we are gonna iterate through the array. I'm gonna say end is equals to 0 and less than or equal to s dot size and n plus plus. Okay, so now where will I mark the end of the word? I will mark end of the word if we have reached, if my end is equals to s dot size, or my s of end is equals to empty space, right? That is where our word ends. And if we have reached an empty space or end of the array, we will reverse that, right? We'll say s reverse s of begin from where we had the start pointer comma s dot begin to where we had the end pointer. Okay, so this reverses my word, and once I have reversed it, I'm gonna make sure that my start now points to the end of the word plus 1. Okay, so this is what we had discussed, and once we are done with that, we'll return our string. Let's see if it works or not. Okay, so this is accepted. All the cases are passing. Let's try submitting it. Okay, this is working fine. Thank you everyone for watching.